It was in the mid-2000s, and I was attending a Sunday school at a traditional black church in Washington, D.C., when a heated but respectful debate among the 25 or so people in attendance erupted over a single question. Who were the Gentiles according to the Bible? Were they black people? Were they white people? Back and forth they went, wrestling with this question. But then the pastor stood up and declared, the Gentiles are black people. Now, I knew he was wrong, but I didn't say anything because I didn't have the facts laid out in front of me at the time. So I went home and I did my research. About 3 months later, I came back with him with my findings. According to biblical history, the Gentiles are the descendants of Japheth as described in Genesis 10. They are the progenitors of Europe. This means the Gentiles were European. Now, a few weeks after reviewing my research, the pastor came back to me privately and said, Devin, I read your research and you're right. The Gentiles are Europeans. Now, I took that research and turned it into a book, The Way of the Gentiles, published in 2008. Now, after publishing, I shared this book with the entire congregation and ultimately with the entire AME Zion Church through our different district, annual, and general conferences. Now, it puts Jesus' command in Matthew 10, 5 and 6 in a totally different perspective when he said, go not into the way of the Gentiles or into any city the Samaritans enter ye not, but go rather to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Now, if the Gentiles are Europeans, then they cannot represent the lost sheep of Israel at the same time. My research showed that the lost sheep of Israel, from a biblical standpoint, were African and non-European people. Now, I approach this as a historian. I look at the Bible from a historical perspective, not saying that everything in the Bible is accurate, but to examine what it actually said in the Bible itself. European theologians have lied about the role people of color played in the Bible in order to establish themselves as the supreme race. They wrongfully stated that black people are the Gentiles to amplify their own power and legitimacy. When you couple these theological lies with the racist origins of children's music and entertainment, you create generations of people who develop inferiority complexes and who lack knowledge of who they truly are. This is systemic. This is intentional. And this is why this work matters. With the rise of white Christian nationalism, these historical truths are essential. This isn't theology, this is history. I'm honored that my book is now used in Bible studies and Christian study programs across the country and in different churches. That tells me this work matters. It's time for us to reclaim our history.